So well then, hello everyone and welcome back to 4pixels. Coco and Connector here, and we are continuing the house in Fata Morgana. We will be going, as you might see, we're starting half an hour earlier, and that's because we're going to go for a little longer today, since this Thursday, Thanksgiving, we'll be busy. We figure other people will be busy. So we'll try to make up for it now. As always, this is for Extra Life. Extra Life is a fundraising campaign that raises money for Children's Hospital. Specifically, all the money that we raise will be going to the Dayton Hospital in Ohio. So you can see our link. The Nightbot just posted it recently. If you just entered, let me just quickly. There we go. It's also below. You can donate as little as $1. Even that helps. Well, right
When does
now,
it end?
I thought it ended at the end of November, but no, it ends the last day of December. And right now we're halfway to our goal, where
Oh,
we've raised $150. Our goal is 300.
nice.
Yeah, and thanks to all of you who have donated so far. We really,
Yeah.
really appreciate it. Alrighty, let's get started.
Giselle didn't recover for some time after I managed to get her in. Unsure what else I could do for her. I had her sit before the fireplace and waited in silence as she saw. I had no idea what one was supposed to say to someone who was crying. Was it normal to offer them a warm drink? I didn't know. I did know I needed to reflect on the things she had said outside and try to make sense. And from there, calm myself down and prepare for the conversation we were to have, as unpleasant as I was sure it would. So this is after she brought the people to take his stuff, right?
Yes, it is.
A considerable amount of time later, Giselle's sobbing drew to a stop, an oppressive silence stepping in to take its place. For far longer than was comfortable, the only sound we heard was the gentle crackling of the fire. I had to say something. I knew that, but what I didn't know was how to begin. I knew nothing about having an honest, face-to-face discussion with someone about the things we were thinking and feeling. But that didn't change anything. I had to do it. Even if down that road lay truths I would be happier not seeing. Giselle. Could you please tell me what you did at... No. What was done to you at my family's home? How you ended up coming to this mansion, and what happened after you left? I would like to know everything, from start to finish.
Will you believe what I have to tell you? You never so much as gave me the time of day before. And I very much doubt you will find what I have to say agreeable. Will you still believe me, even then? Believe my word, a stranger's word, over your family or the people of the village.
I cannot yet say. I must hear what you have to say to make that decision.
I suppose that might be better than you saying you'll believe me unconditionally. All right, I'll tell you everything. Just know that nothing I say is a lie.
Understood. Giselle methodically recounted her tale for me. She told me of how she accepted an offer from the Bollingers to work as an Abigail to earn money for her family. Of how my father, Antonin? Antonin?
I think Antonin
Antonin had other plans for her.
or Antoine, maybe, since this seems to be in France. Who knows?
Of the things he did to her. She spoke dryly, simply putting words to each event, one after the other. I had already seen how she felt deep down, though. Had heard her pained screams, which were undoubtedly genuine. I didn't think she was trying to deceive me. That was the sound of old wounds being torn open, and even I could see that. Or perhaps my own experiences were what allowed me to see it. Regardless, I had realized too late. I should have seen it sooner. She described it all mechanically to remain detached from what had happened to her, to protect herself. Of that, I had no doubts. Still, the things she told me were almost unbearable, and I had a difficult time accepting them. What was I supposed to do? When I learned my father was a rapist, how was I supposed to react to that revelation? What was I supposed to think about the fact that his blood flowed through me? I repulsed myself.
Do you want all the details
What do you mean?
of the wounds he gave me? I still have scars from what he did. If you don't believe me, I can show them to you.
No, that won't be necessary.
I see. That's a relief. I don't think I could have handled that right now.
I hadn't turned down her offer for her sake. I only did so because I didn't think I could take any more. I averted my eyes to protect myself. Why had I taken my mother's word? Brushing aside everything Giselle had said and done. I knew good and well my mother was no longer in her right mind. So why had I thought her letter the truth? Why had I been unable to think rationally? There were, I believe, several factors. My childhood, my past, the witch's whispers, and above all, my own character. Consumed with distrust, for everything. I had to face it now. To open my eyes once more, to look at everything I had pretended away until now. I was not completely blameless for her suffering, after all. Please continue, if you will.
I left off at the point where the mistress discovered what was happening, I believe. I was sent to this mansion to atone for my sins.
Sins that she didn't even commit.
It was decided I would be sent here rather than being executed, which is what the mistress wanted. At first I assumed it would be essentially a private prison. But in the carriage on the way here, I was given a letter.
A letter? From whom?
It didn't say, but your father was the one who ordered me here, so I would guess it was him. The letter was very concise, simply explaining that there was someone already there. The Bulliner's youngest child. It didn't go into any more details than that. But it did ask me to look after you.
Do you still have the letter?
I don't. The coachman took it back after I was finished. Thinking back on it now, that was rather strange of him to do. It was just a harmless letter.
It was anything but.
What?
It wasn't my father who wrote that letter. He believes me to be dead, so he would have sincerely thought he was banishing you to an empty house in a remote forest. The writer couldn't risk leaving anything that might suggest I was still alive.
Then who?
My brother, I believe. Either Didier?
Alright, let's look that up. How to pronounce... Alrighty, tell us how to pronounce on youtube.com.
Names.com.
Didier.
Mm-mm.
Didier.
One more time?
Alright.
Pronouncenames.com.
Didier.
Didier?
Didier.
Didier.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like you pronounce the R.
Didier?
Yep.
Either Didier or Georges. Georges, yeah. But I would guess Didier.
Your brother? Why would he...
I do not know. I can't imagine why he would write such a letter. Or why he would want to tell you about me.
I don't believe he had any ill intentions, at least. Oh, yeah, alright. I mean, he asked me to look after you. That makes it sound like he's concerned about you.
Then why doesn't he stay in contact? Why does he never respond to my letters? It's a bit late to suddenly start being concerned. No, never mind that now. Please tell me the rest.
Alright.
Giselle resumed her story from the day she fled the mansion, terrified by my behavior. She seemed to be putting a bit more emotion in her tone of voice now, perhaps because she could see I was more interested in this. There was a deep sadness on her face as she described that night in the rain, listening to the thunder when she gave up on living. And I knew I had caused it. She then told me of the time she spent in the nearby village. How at first, life had seemed wonderful, but in time it had come crumbling down. Naturally, she wouldn't be here to tell me this if nothing had happened there. When she was through with her tale, Giselle let a long, heavy sigh, as though she had been holding it in for some time.
Oh, hello, Warm. Yeah, we started about 30 minutes earlier since the holidays this week. I mean, we won't be able to stream on Thursday, so we wanted to go for an hour longer. But you didn't miss too much.
Yeah, we're just pretty much, Giselle's just like recounting what happened.
Yeah, and you probably already know all this.
I thought I could hear just a faint trembling in the air she exhaled.
That is everything. Do you believe me? If you don't, if you think I'm deceiving you, then I won't argue with you. That's fine. If that's the case, please just kill me.
Why didn't you tell me this sooner? I know I wasn't very open to anything you said, but if that day, when I found you in my room, you had told me I was mistaken, the sin belonged to my father, it might not have turned out like this.
The knife.
What?
You were holding a knife. I can't handle blades anymore. Ever since what happened, they scare me to death. Just the sight of one in someone's hand. And I start thinking they're going to use it on me. I can't help it. I start shaking uncontrollably, growing faint of breath. The world goes white. I can't even form words. There's nothing I can do.
Ah, now I finally see. She was grimacing in pain. The day the package arrived, when you knocked my hand away.
Because I was scared. Because it reminded me of that time.
I had assumed she was simply jumpy from a guilty conscience. I felt nauseous, realizing I'd been pouring a constant stream of salt onto her unmendable wound. What a damned fool I was.
Why did you get so upset at me? Why did you have to point a knife at me?
I didn't want you snooping. If you meant to sell information about me, I thought I had to do anything in my power to stop you.
I'm still not convinced it was necessary. I was unarmed. I couldn't fight back. You didn't need a knife. I have nothing left anymore, so I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. You're a jerk! What you did was inexcusable. You may not have hurt me physically, but you still hurt me. Humans are frail creatures. They wound easily. Apologize.
What?
Apologize to me. I said apologize.
I'm sorry.
Again. Put your heart into it. Convince me you mean it.
I'm sorry.
Again, once more. Get down on your knees and shout it from your gut.
I am so very sorry! Was that a laugh?
Jeez. You're such a strange man.
Strange. You told me to do it.
Nothing's going like I thought it would. I figured even if we talked, you would just deny everything I said. I didn't really think you'd actually listen to me. But you did. You listened. You looked quite distressed by what you heard.
I look distressed?
Oh yes, you sure did. I wish I'd had a mirror to show you. I'm sure you didn't want to believe what I was saying, but you didn't once accuse me of lying. You faced up to the truth, and you apologized. I seem to have had the wrong impression of you as well. I didn't try to see you for who you were, instead letting myself believe you were someone to be afraid of. To be honest, I didn't like you very much.
The feeling was mutual. But for some reason, I don't feel that way now. Is it guilt?
I need to apologize to you too.
Apologize for what?
I led the villagers here. I almost sold my soul to the devil. I tried to sell you out to save myself. And for that, I am truly sorry.
I don't understand.
Do I need to get down on my knees too?
No, that's not what I meant. The blame falls on the village for falsely accusing you of stealing. You are a convenient scapegoat for the real thieves. They plan to take advantage of you from the start. that Amadi was probably in on it as well. To get back at you for rejecting his proposal. Oh shoot, I need to take a call right now.
Alrighty. Man, the soundtrack of this game is just... I can't get over it. Every new song. I know, right, Warm? It's phenomenal. Who would have thought?
Sorry,
It's alright. Welcome back.
I'm back. Plus, giving the village a single target to let out their frustrations on would, in a way, help unify them. He used you to meet that end. In order to escape from their trap, you told them about me. But this was after I had threatened you, causing you to flee from this place. You have nothing to apologize for.
Still, I still feel really bad about it. So, I'm sorry anyway.
You're unexpectedly stubborn.
But now that we've both apologized to each other, we can call everything square.
Square?
Square. We were both in the wrong. So we apologized and we forgave each other.
She gave a little smile, but all I could do was stare at her, brow furrowed and perplexed, like I was looking at some bizarre fantasyland creature. The weight of our crimes was not equal. What I had done to her was so very much worse. Furthermore, I am... Shoot, what is it? What did we decide on?
I think Antoinin?
Antonin?
Mm-hmm.
Antonin's son. His blood flows through me. Can you honestly say you don't find me revolting? That you're willing to forgive me for that? I didn't think I would be able to. If I were her, my grudge would extend to all my family, everyone I had ever come in contact with.
I can. Although, you don't need forgiveness for being his son. Being related to someone doesn't make you responsible for their sins. It wouldn't be fair to blame you for that.
You're curious.
What? Curious? About what?
No, not that curious. You're a strange creature.
I'm human, you know.
I was about to say that. Yes, I know you're human. You're making me lightheaded.
Is it a medical emergency?
That's quite the leap in logic.
You know, I was at my lowest just a little bit ago, and now I'm laughing again. It's odd. I never expected I would recover at all.
I was just as surprised as her. She had been through hell, and she had more than enough reason to despise me, to shower me with vitriol, but instead she was smiling. And even more unexpected was the fact that I felt relieved to see it.
I really, truly wished I had gotten to know him sooner. Yes, I had fled from the mansion in fear of him, but maybe if I had just a little more courage, enough to tell him the truth, maybe he would have listened. I had let my initial impression of him solidify too quickly. I had convinced myself he was insensitive and perpetually expressionless, save for the Arctic stare. But the man standing before me did experience sadness, pain, distress. Or, at the very least, he appeared to, from where I was standing. Michelle was just like me, an ordinary person. That said, there was still plenty I didn't know. I was still lacking explanations for much of his behavior. Would you mind telling me about yourself now? I'd like to get to know you better. What are you doing here in this mansion all alone? Why do you call yourself cursed? I told you everything. It's only fair you do the same. I have no interest in using your information for anything. I have no reason to. Or are you going to keep pushing the master and servant line? Do you still think I have no need to know?
Be quiet! For the love of God, stop talking already! You always pick the worst time.
What?
Ah.
Excuse me? What do you mean, I always pick the worst time?
No, I wasn't.
Unbelievable! Just when I was starting to think you might actually be a decent human being. Then you go and spout this!
No, Giselle, I wasn't talking to you.
Who else could it have been?
I was, talking to, you know. I have a condition that forces me to vocalize objections to my own thoughts.
You know, that's about as convincing as my allergic to people excuse.
Sorry.
Weirdo. What crosses did he bear? What secrets did he keep? Maybe the truth was far beyond my reckoning. And if it was, even if he did, please, tell me everything. No matter what you say, I won't doubt your words. I will trust you, and I'm sure I can accept anything you say. Please, please, if you don't put it into words, I have nothing to work with.
Okay. Where should I start, though?
How about the curse, then? Are you actually cursed?
That's a difficult question. I cannot, for example, take someone's life with my curse, nor can I bring about disaster. I don't have any magical powers like that.
So, what you said outside was a bluff, then?
It was just a way to chase the villagers away.
Well, you certainly put on a convincing performance. So you can't actually curse anyone, huh?
Regardless, I am human. Nothing more, nothing less. At least I consider myself one. Others would disagree. And the reason for that has to do with my body.
Man, Rookie's just getting himself in everywhere.
I know!
Your skin, hair, and eye color, right?
Right. Rookie has been told.
Seeing Michelle under the sun, he certainly wasn't what most people would consider normal. Awe-inspiring, in fact.
Giving birth to me, it broke my mind. Now the phone is ringing, really?
Problems. In order to procure good material, you do need adequate I see. I'll pay you extra. That should solve your problem, huh? Yes, sir. Thank you. So, when will it happen? Very soon, sir. Let us enjoy the ceremony till it is time.
You're still very loud.
Okay. How's that?
Your mic sensitivity is like turned way the fuck up.
I turned it down. Will you...
No.
There. I'm at half now.
No, it's too low. Try like 75%.
I don't get numbers, so how about this?